but you can't be any geek off the street. Gotta be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean, earn your keep.
Regulators! Mount up!
Hey, what's up you beautiful feckers? How you all doing? So, exalted weapons in Warframe can now be modded separately than what they were before. You no longer need to mod a weapon just in order to boost your exalted weapon's performance, like modding your favourite sidearms just to boost Mesa's Peacemaker ability. So you no longer have a weapon that is just a shell for the mods for your exalted weapon. Now this means that sortie lockouts will no longer be a thing as well, and by this I mean if a sortie was sniper only, then your exalted weapon would suck because you wouldn't have the right weapon equipped that would be housing the mods for that exalted weapon. So Wukong, Mesa, Excalibur, Titania, Valkyr and of course Ivara can all have their exalted weapons modded separately now, with Titania having 2 of those exalted weapons to mod, her Dex Pixia and Diawata. So as good as this change is, and it is really good, it also means you are going to need a lot of Forma in order to spend it on all of these exalted weapons, just in order to get back to the builds that you had before these changes. Each exalted weapon will come with 3 polarities. None of the exalted weapons have a D polarity, thankfully, but they do come with 2 Vs and a dash, or 2 dashes and a V. Now, if you're on console and eagerly awaiting this sacrifice update, then farm 2 things. Farm loads and loads of endo, and try and get your hands on as much Forma as you can, because you're going to need it all. So in this video, I'm going to take a look at Mesa and her Regulators, her Peacemaker ability, her exalted pistols, and how many Forma it took me to match one of my previous builds. First up, this is how hard she hits against level 155 heavy gunners and bombards in the simulacrum. Now of course it's in the simulacrum, not a real mission, but it gives you a good example as to how hard these Regulators now hit. I am using an arcane called Arcane Velocity, and the way it works is simple. I have a 60% chance to increase the fire rate of my Peacemakers by 80% for 6 seconds on a critical hit, and because I have got primed crit mods equipped, I get loads of critical hits, which means I can keep that buff active for a very long time. So Peacemaker benefits from arcanes. Right now on PC, Arcane Velocity costs about a little over 100 platinum for a full set, so it's really cheap and totally worth it. Exalted weapons don't benefit from Rivens, and that's something that you're going to need to remember. So my Mesa build consists of having a high power strength to increase Peacemaker's damage output because of its internal damage buff, high efficiency and duration for Peacemaker's energy drain so as it's not too much, but also having a little bit of duration for other abilities as well, so I can keep Shatter Shield up as well. Now I have no Vitality equipped because my power strength is above the amount required to have 90% damage reduction on my Shatter Shield ability, but if you wanted you could pop Vitality in there, or Hunter Adrenaline, or whatever mod you personally prefer. I also have the Peacemaker Augment equipped as well, so I can move around while using Peacemaker, but again it's not needed, it's a personal preference, so you could feel free to drop it out for a mod of your own choice. Now for her Regulators, her Peacemaker ability, her 2 exalted pistols, I've put 4 Forma on them, and I've got primed crit mods, but normal crit mods will do if you don't have the primed ones. I also have primed heated charge, which again can be dropped out for a different mod, whether Gunslinger if you wanted a faster fire rate, or anemic agility, or whatever tickles your fancy. Also if you wanted the normal heated charge, you could put it in there if you don't have the primed variant. So Mesa kind of has always hit like a damn truck, and she still does, but now you're free to also bring your favourite secondary weapon and mod it however you want to, instead of having to mess it up just for the sake of her Peacemaker ability. Now Mesa was the first exalted frame that I looked at to mod when these changes went live, but most of these frames that have exalted abilities will need between 3 to 4 Forma, and Titania might need 5 because she has got 2 exalted weapons. Now let me know which frame you looked at first when these changes went live, or if you're on console, which do you plan on sorting out first. Like I said, make sure and get your hands on plenty of endo and plenty of Forma before this update drops for you, because you're going to need it all. Do me a huge favour, hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, or don't if you didn't. Limbo the Gentleman Bastard is out later on today, so I will probably be streaming it live tonight. Subscribe for more Warframe, and as always, thanks very much for watching.